Hello and welcome back to the Misfits Podcast, rated 5 stars on iTunes by Piss Boy Jono. He says my wife is a slag.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. That works.
That is a review. That is a
Why
single
not?
review.
Discuss with the class. Like, how do we feel about Piss Boy Jono's statement?
What is a slag? How
He's
can
probably
you use it in
onto
a
something.
sentence?
Isn't slag a term for slut? Or a whore?
I thought that's the shit
Yeah,
that builds up in your chimney.
No,
A
that's soot.
slag?
Uh,
Yeah, slag is actually stony waste matter separated from the metals during the smelting. or
Yeah,
refining
yeah.
of
I was
ore.
about to say that.
So, Jono, good luck to you and your very smelty wife.
my wife's an whore.
I'm joined today by Toby.
Hello.
Mason's here.
Hello.
Swagger Souls is here.
Howdy.
And Big Boy Maddie's here.
Howdly diddly, neighbor.
Howdly diddly to everyone. Welcome. We're reaching you again through the power of the internet. It's the Misfits Podcast, and we have some great topics to talk about. Mason, what was that thing you were talking about earlier?
That
thing that you were like, really like, oh, I can't wait to bring this up on the podcast. Let's hear it.
you put me on the spot. Did I actually say that? I don't think I said that.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't say that at all. I was just really hoping you'd come up with something.
Nah, sorry, mate. I
Anyway.
got nothing for you. But
That's
give me
all
like
right.
5
How-
minutes.
how's life?
Oh, it's pretty
How's
good,
life
mate.
at least?
Just fucking, kicking back.
Just kicking back,
I thought you were gonna
relaxing. Oh, he's just frozen his camera.
He just kicked his camera with his foot.
That's all right. Swagger, how's life?
Good. Busy. Mostly busy.
Cool.
And also hot.
Most-
And somewhat sticky.
Very hot. It's coming into summertime here in Australia
Yeah.
for the Christmas season, and it is fucking boiling.
When does
The
like
weather's
spring
nice.
end and summer begin? It's like, okay, it's like 15. Oh, it's like 30. Now it's like 40. Like, what the fuck?
We're gonna be fucking on fire. in a
Yeah,
month or
dude.
two.
I mean,
Also worth mentioning that today marks 3 weeks with 0 new coronavirus cases.
3
Ah.
weeks.
Victoria,
Hi,
and
champ.
Melbourne.
We went from like
So-
the worst state to like the best state now. What the fuck?
yeah.
Basically, now we're chilling. Like we're just fucking.
We straight
It's good.
chilling.
Hopefully, for the time being, things are looking very good. Shit's opening up again here, and like, obviously, still wearing masks. Still got to kind of like be,
Mhm.
courteous and follow the guidelines and everything. But it kind of feels like it just isn't around anymore.
Yeah.
The old COVID.
I mean,
and
it
that's
isn't,
fucking
eh?
awesome. It isn't. Well, that we know of, but
Right.
surely by now, if there was something going around, there'd be at least a couple cases getting picked
There was
up.
an
There's still a lot of
outbreak.
tests
There
happening.
was an outbreak in Adelaide.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah,
Really?
how,
But fuck
how
Adelaide.
funny is that? Adelaide's getting locked down, and that's where Ryan was to escape the lockdown. here.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, he probably fucking just took COVID over there, spread it around, and
Yeah.
got
Oh my
clean.
God.
Came
Dog
back
of the
to Melbourne.
day.
This
Your
is just
COVID
some-
Dog of the
just
day.
some
One of the days.
context.
Ryan,
I get-
Manager Ryan,
yeah.
personally responsible for spreading the COVID virus.
I guess some context for viewers who might be unaware.
didn't
Before
actually do
Melbourne locked down for like the 130-day lockdown or whatever, Manager Ryan and his cohorts, like half of our team, escaped Melbourne. They fled to the border in a van, and they had driven. I think it was 6 hours. It was like 3 hours to get to the border. And then they get to the border, and I think they were stopped for speeding or something, right? And didn't they have like a bag of weed? They had 2 dogs in the back of this van.
Also, like the van is also only has like 4 seats in the back, and the rest of it is just an empty, like just back of a van with bean bags or a mattress in there, which people like to lie down on while we're driving.
Yeah.
So, like definitely not exactly the most legal road.
Not legal at
vehicle,
all. There
to
was
be
like
stopped.
4 lives broken. They were
laws.
pulled over. What was the excuse again? I think it was we had Manuel, which is Ryan's PA, was driving the van, and this van, it's a white van, but it's one of those that are like meant for
Wheelchair
people with learning disabilities.
Yeah,
So
the retard van.
yeah, people who are quote
To put it
unquote
bluntly.
retarded. So what was the excuse that
I thought it was
that
Ryan
Manuel?
Ryan shit himself.
Yeah,
It was they just made up some bullshit like, sorry, like we're just in a hurry because big man shit himself and he's a little like slow, so we could just keep going. And I think the opposite was just like, all right, fucking
How
fine.
unreal.
At this point, I don't care. I don't know. I wasn't there, but apparently somehow they snuck by. Somehow they managed to get out of the state even though it was in lockdown. And yeah, they fled. And then they were away for a while. And now everyone is back.
Everybody's back here.
Finally moving
Except for
again.
Toby.
Except for Toby.
Bad
But
champ.
he will be back very, very, very soon. Yeah.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, this is going to be my first summer in Australia ever spent. This is going to be my first Christmas here.
Oh, yeah.
It gets
'cause you're so
fucking
hungry.
hot.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not prepared. The last year I was back home for the winter, like, Christmas. And like there was a massive heat wave of it was like 110 degrees or something. It was like 45 degrees Celsius. I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it.
You might have to take that mask off one of these days then.
Dude,
toasty.
I'm already dying shooting this podcast with the with the mask, the beanie, the chainmail, the hoodie.
The hoodie.
Yeah. It's
Gonna get
a lot
cooked
of
alive.
layers.
I bet that one day Swag will be going for a walk, just out in the wilderness, as he does. He's a man of the earth, he likes to touch the soil, stroke a tree. He'll be out in the wilderness, walking through a forest, and he'll just spontaneously combust into flames and start the wildfires here again. And he'll be personally responsible for millions and millions and millions of trees being burned down. Swag, your response?
Sounds realistic.
I don't know if I would spontaneously burst into flames. It would probably
you would.
be more realistic for me to be smoking a joint and then to flick the roach into the brush.
You think that's more realistic? You
Way
think
more
that
realistic than
you're
me
so-
fucking
you're so
spontaneously
inconsiderate that you would do that?
combusting.
I would rather admit to spontaneously combusting than smoking a joint in the woods during dry season and starting a fire. That's like straight up inconsiderate. At least if you spontaneously burst into flames, people could be like, well,
It's out of his
that
control.
that does suck. Like that he could spontaneously burst into flames like that. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but
At least
even
you'd be
in
forgiven.
that sense, I could still start the fire with the roach, but all I would have to do is just jump onto the fire once it's gone out of control and burn myself badly, and then tell people that I spontaneously combusted.
Spontaneously combusted.
So, I win either way.
You win either way.
It's where
Right.
the we're the fire
spontaneous
and rescue
combustion is
merch
going to be the tail.
and jump
Yeah.
on that
Sure,
all
the-
around.
Smart.
You could
Oh
sell
my
that. Think
God.
of the resale value on that. You put out the Australian wildfires with our wildfire merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what people don't realize is that we actually started the wildfires last year in order to sell those shirts, and it worked incredibly effectively. I will
Fucking,
say.
it was a killer
Very
thing.
successful operation.
Yeah.
So we'll do something like that again, I'm sure.
I mean, if there's we would hope that we don't need to do something like that again. But
Well, we've got your gender reveal party planned, Toby. So we're gonna have to do
Oh,
something
dude,
in the
True.
woods.
gender
Fuck.
reveal party.
Oh, we were a bit. We
I
were
can
a
set up
bit
some
late.
fireworks or something.
We were a bit late on the masks
What do you
drop
reckon?
this year, though.
I'm so excited to find
Uh-huh.
out what gender I am.
Me too. It's like a little mystery box.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so ambiguous. Now
What
we're
if-
gonna
what if-
finally figure it
What
out.
if the balloon pops and it's just blue smoke and you're just like,
I'll go,
oh
fuck.
damn.
Damn, I was wrong. All right.
What happens
back,
if it comes out
back
green?
to it.
Yo, dude, imagine
Fucking what
that's
does
how we
green mean?
settled.
Throw
It's
the
just a
pills
dice
away.
roll.
What if we had just allowed like really arbitrary things to decide like things about society for us? Like let's say you go in for a consultation at the doctor's and you say, "Doc, I think I'm trans. I don't feel right on the inside, and I think I want to
And
transition."
he rolls a
He just
D20.
Yeah, I was gonna say magic 8-ball. He just shakes it like, "All right, let me consult the 8-ball. Is he trans?" No, I'm sorry. 8-ball says right here you're clearly not. And then that's how we decided things. Honestly, like probably would streamline society quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It would mean that
Yeah.
there's nobody to blame besides the almighty magic 8-ball.
Yeah.
Almighty.
Imagine you get pulled over by a cop, and the cop's
Yeah.
like, "All right, I'm gonna give you a ticket," and then he shakes this magic 8-ball. He's like, "Oh, getting out of it this time. Off you go, mate. Not a problem. See you later."
You fucking lucky cunt.
That would be the greatest cop ever. I think I want to become a cop just to do that.
That's your thing.
Mhm.
It's just you just decide you're above the law. You think the law actually doesn't get it right every time, so you leave it up to chance.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
If I was
honestly.
ever the president, dude, I would have a magic 8-ball on my desk. And then when people ask about it, I'd be like, oh, this is how I make all my decisions.
Ultimate troll.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Should I nuke
Should
another
I,
country? Oh,
Press the
maybe
shot-
next time.
Ooh, magic 8 ball.
It's like, no,
Like,
and it's
press
like,
the
are
shiny
you
red
sure?
button.
He gets to do he gets to do like the actual like the would you rather meme where you push the red button, except it's like for real, you know.
Yeah, it's like, would you rather nuke North Korea or I don't know,
Eat a pizza.
sign free healthcare or whatever? I'm
Okay.
hitting that fucking button.
Yeah, same thing.
I have a very important
Do we
question.
Hmm?
What's that?
How many holes are there in a straw?
In a straw?
Mm-hmm.
One.
Is it one
would-
hole or is it two
Yeah,
holes?
it's one like continuous hole.
It's
You know, it
Oh,
would,
God,
it
we're
would
losing
only
them. We're
be, it
losing
would
them.
only be
Oh, shit.
one. There's only one. Are we talking holes or are we talking through
it's-
holes?
There's
Because they're two
one.
different
Is there a
holes.
difference?
I don't know.
One
That's
hole.
for you to decide.
If we're talking through holes, there's one.
Well, I
if we're
think there's
talking
actually three holes,
there's
mate.
two.
Okay, if I dug a hole through the earth
Uh-huh.
all the way through, and there was one hole in like New Zealand and one hole in whatever the fuck is on the other side of New Zealand.
wait, whoa.
ocean.
You're using confusing language here because you just said that you were going to dig a hole,
Yeah,
and now
okay.
you're talking about multiple
Okay,
holes
okay,
already.
no, there's one hole that
Like,
goes all the way through, right?
Are you
Right.
are you
Right?
starting on both sides though, like with different people? Like, say you go a little
Oh,
Chinaman
that's a
on
good
one side
point.
and you on the other. Like,
That's a good point. If
But
two
dig it-
people are digging it on either side, does that mean it's two holes? It's two holes
It
that
means
then
that-
become one.
Yeah, it's like at
They
that
become
one
a
millisecond.
tunnel.
Mm.
Well, it would be-
True.
I
Is a
suppose.
straw just a tunnel?
It is.
A straw is
It's a
just a
plastic
tunnel.
tunnel.
For
A
an
little
ant.
liquid tunnel. For an ant.
Tunnel
What is
for an
this?
ant.
A tunnel for ants?
You guys ever had ant farms growing up? Was that a
No,
thing? Like, in
no,
your
I was
classrooms?
not a sociopath.
Yeah. I was
Oh, we
just
had that in
about
our
to say the
like
same
classrooms,
thing.
like in like preschool or whatever. We like watch them do shit.
Imagine having an ant farm. No hate, but like I would freak the fuck out
You
having
didn't have
like
that in your classrooms growing up?
nah, dude.
What the fuck?
We had alcoholic fucking teachers. You think we had ant farms? No.
Imagine knocking that
Wait,
over.
you're alcoholic
You're gonna
teachers?
have-
Yeah, it's exactly what I was gonna say, Mason.
Just
Imagine
vacuum 'em
having
up.
like a fucking fire ant like case filled with a colony. You just knock it over. It's
Well, you
all
don't
over
get
your
fire
house.
ants. You get
just-
like the little
just
black ants.
barefoot. You just barefoot as well. Imagine that. You'd be like stepping on fucking landmines.
You guys are like talking about this as though like it's normal to just smash open your
Yeah,
ant
what the
container. Like it's the same thing as having a fucking aquarium. You know, like, you don't just bump into it and
Yeah,
knock it
dude,
over.
but-
and
but an
water
ant
spills
farm is
everywhere.
like-
It's just a
it's
thing
like-
that happens.
Ant farms are like small cases that are thin and they're easy to knock over. An aquarium is harder to knock
Yeah,
over
but you-
because it's filled with
you just-
water.
You just keep them in a responsible place. You know, although I
No.
do think the concept of an ant farm is kind of like whack.
Just imagine
reason.
being the cunt. You're sitting there like,
Oh, I wonder which ant is going to move to the queen. Oh, you see, these
Well-
three ants are grabbing some breadcrumbs here. Oh, yes, this is so
Look
titillating.
at those ants fucking.
But isn't
Look at
it?
those ants fucking up there.
Isn't
no
it
hate to Ants
partly?
Canada though.
Isn't
That
it
can't do
partly
good.
about seeing how they like tunnel and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's why
it's-
they have
it's
like
like
the
the
thin
creation
ones.
of
They're
the
like
network,
2D.
yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Do you have to?
That was the
you have
fuck
to-
you. That shit was the best at school when you were like a little kid. You're like, whoa, look at they got like little tunnels and shit.
You got to feed them, right? Do you have to feed them?
I think
Yeah.
you have to like drop in like sugar water or some shit.
Oh yeah. I didn't have an ant farm at school, but what we did have was we went to the ocean one day and we were in the rock pools and we were like, went around like collecting little crabs and stuff like that.
Ah.
And then we brought them back to school and put them in this big fish tank. And then one day we went to school and a starfish was consuming a fucking crab.
Pog champ.
When I was a
my
kid,
God.
that was like, holy shit, that's a thing?
I didn't know starfish were carnivores.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Starfish are nuts. They spew their entire stomach out and then they wrap their stomach around their prey and suck them in.
What? I gotta look this up. What the fuck? I thought they
It's
eat like
fucking-
leaves or some shit.
It's fucking no. There are no leaves underground.
Like
I mean
the
underwater.
seaweed. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
seaweed, kelp, the kelpie kelp. No, dude. They eat things. They move around. They scuttle along the floor with their little feet, and then they eat.
You know what
That's
does
hardcore. What
eat,
the fuck?
eat roots and leaves? Kiwis. Kiwis eats
Kiwis.
eat roots and leaves.
The national bird of New Zealand, aka the most dumb shit,
Mm-hmm.
fucking useless piece of shit animal ever. Fucking kiwis. literally have evolved to just be a fat, flightless bird because of no predators, lazy as fuck,
Yeah,
like,
they
only
fucking
comes out
suck.
at night, antisocial, fuck kiwis. I'm just joking. I like kiwis. I just like going in on animals, I
What
like
was-
making like personal vendettas against animals.
What was named first, kiwi the bird or kiwi the fruit?
Kiwi fruit's Chinese.
What does that have to do with anything? What are you, fucking racist?
No, I just mean
what are you,
it's not
racist?
kiwi. Like, it's not from New
Oh.
Zealand. Fun fact.
Oh.
Although I don't know if
I
people
don't-
from like outside of New Zealand call New Zealanders Kiwis. It might just be that only New Zealanders call each other Kiwis.
Nah, they do.
They do.
They do.
Wait,
It's definitely
surely the fruit came first. Weren't the birds named after the fruit because they look like the fruit?
this is a chicken and the egg situation right here,
Oh.
fellas. Like, I don't know if we can
The kiwi and the kiwi. I
decide.
gotcha.
I mean, we have the endless expanse of human knowledge
Wait,
at our
The
fingertips.
kiwi fruit was named after the kiwi bird because of the brown skin of the kiwi fruit.
No
Okay.
way.
The feathers of the kiwi
Damn.
bird. Apparently.
The
What? I
kiwi
would not have
came
guessed
first.
that.
The bird came before the fruit.
What the fuck?
But
Yeah.
but there
You
was
heard it here first.
Why did they?
I mean, but like
Why-
evolutionarily speaking, we don't actually know which came first. We just know like where the name came from. right?
I was
Both
told
what
What
they
the
call it
people
in
you've been around
China?
for
Wait,
fucking
how do the
life.
people in China? What the people in China call it if they've never been to fucking New Zealand and seen an actual kiwi by itself?
but also,
Why?
why the fuck did they name something a kiwi fruit because it had brown skin? Like, surely there's plenty of animals with brown fur they could have named it after. Why did they choose a dumb fucking feather ball that can't do anything?
Because doesn't it look like the body of one of those little fucking dumbass feather balls? Isn't that the idea?
Hey, you're not allowed to shit on our national bird. Only Fitz and I are.
We're just jealous. Our fucking bird doesn't have any hair on its head. It's bald.
Wait, is the
Yeah, bald eagle.
kiwi bird on the New Zealand flag?
It was gonna be. There was an epic
No.
flag in the
No,
flag
it's on
competition.
it's on the coin, isn't it? It's on the coin.
Oh yeah, it is on the coin.
It's on,
Yeah,
it's on
yeah.
it's on some coins, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when
Yeah,
New
kiwi.
Zealand was doing the flag competition? Fitz, you
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah,
With
you
like
had-
the black fern and all that shit.
Yeah,
this
they
recent?
had ones. Basically, like anyone was allowed to submit flag applications, and then people would vote on it because we wanted to change our flag. And people, like, one of the ones that got heaps of votes was a kiwi that had laser eyes, and it was
Yeah.
like shooting at something. It was
The laser kiwi flag.
would have been so good, dude.
What does this look like? Can you post this? What does this look
Yeah,
like?
here I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, here it is.
Countries have to take themselves so seriously.
It
now.
looks
Come with the laser
amazing.
flag.
It's so good.
Oh, here you go.
You know what's funny? Like,
Oh my god! I forgot
all
about
this
that.
effort was made. There was this huge process of like, oh my god, New Zealand's going to be changing their flag. This is amazing. No country changes their flag. This is wild. And then at the end, they were like, yeah, nah, we voted. Nobody wanted to change it, eh?
That's so weird.
I reckon we're good.
I'm surprised that that didn't get hijacked by like 4chan or something like that. An online
Bro, what do you mean it's
poll to
shooting
make a
laser
flag.
eyes? What do you mean
Like-
it didn't get hacked? Like,
Well,
Like,
it wasn't
like-
actually just the
or like
vote. though.
hijacked?
Right.
Bro, that had to be
Because
some 4chan
obviously,
kid
you know,
that
I
made
mean, like
it was a
there was
Twitter
an internet historian video that was like, you know, internet polls are like
Oh, any
really
poll's a
bad
goal.
ideas.
Yeah.
Like, because they would do the thing with Mountain Dew, did like dub the dew, like name the new Mountain Dew flavor, and it was like gushing granny, like all these fuck
Classic
up
Hitler
names.
did nothing wrong.
Yeah, and the one
That's in everyone.
name that won, that got to like the top of the list was Hitler did nothing wrong.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and so they had to shut it down, and they went for like Mountain Dew Apple or something like that.
What was that? What was that one?
Oh, are you
I would love
talking about
a nice
there-
cool glass?
There
of
was
Hitler did
another
nothing
one.
wrong,
There was
personally.
another one that was people had to vote on what school Taylor Swift would hold a concert at. And they, I think it was 4chan hijacked it, and then they made it like some school for the deaf.
Oh no.
And then she didn't do it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she
That's
didn't do
dog.
it, but she like sent the money, like she
Yeah.
donated to the school. But
Yeah,
you're not gonna perform a concert. For,
Well,
for
fucking,
an
they did the
full of
same
deaf
shit to
people.
Pitbull. They did the same shit to Pitbull, and they sent him to Alaska, and he actually
Yeah.
went. It was like a a random remote Walmart in Alaska, and he went through with it.
Yeah,
It's pretty pog though. Like that is wholesome.
that is pog. Hey, I bet Pitbull's like actually the realest motherfucker out. Pitbull 2024.
Yeah, fuck you, Pitbull. You're a real motherfucker. That's what you meant, right?
Stop fucking my mother, Pitbull.
Come on. Get your bald head
you're
out of her
Mr.
coochie,
Worldwide.
please.
Get your bald head out of her coochie.
Guys,
What a statement.
does the term motherfucker, that's an insult in the way that, is it meant that someone who is a motherfucker fucks their own mom, or do they fuck moms in general?
Oh, maybe it is own mum. I think maybe it's like a little incest meme, but maybe it could also just be that you can only have sex with
MILFs.
old mothers.
Yeah.
Not even MILFs, Swagger, just mothers.
Just moms in
Maybe
general.
Maybe mothers you don't want to fuck. Because some mothers you absolutely want to fuck.
Yeah, some mothers look like that would be a great shag. Am I right, boys? Sorry.
That's right, Toby.
I'm just trying to fit in.
What do you mean? You're fucking lesbian, aren't you? You'd love to fuck a mum at some point.
Well, yeah,
surely.
of course.
Yeah. Don't act like you're not a part of this.
No, I am a part of it. I'm very horny.
I
all
love
the
fucking
time.
mums.
Sorry, I love fucking mums.
I love
Speaking
fucking
of
mums just because of the knowledge they have. They've lived a little. I just make conversation while we're doing
yeah,
it.
and if you give them
So-
oral, you can suck the knowledge out of them.
What was it like raising kids? Like taking notes while I do so.
You can read their flaps like a book, mate.
You can read their flaps like a book.
Damn, girl, this is like a novel. Holy shit.
Just flipping through the pages.
You hope you just don't get the one that's got the pop-out book. You gotta be careful with those.
The
It's
pop
me.
up.
Why does it smell like mildew?
Yeah, it's an old book, but in the back of the library where there was some sprinklers for a fire, and they went off, and nobody really ever worried to dry them out properly. Now it's all moldy and gross.
All right.
Just take your pants off, give it a good slap, get the dust off that thing. Add a bit of a light read.
Is it weird for me to say that I actually did enjoy the smell of old school textbooks, like the smell of mildew? There's something about it that smelled really good.
Not
I'm not
mildew,
sure
but
what
like
it
the
was.
old
That's
paper,
disgusting,
maybe.
Swagger. How could you? How could you? What an unpopular opinion.
Does anyone else
How dare
share
you.
that view? Am I the only one?
I don't know how to read.
I mean, yeah, I can't really remember the smell, but I love the smell of old books. I think they smell good. I don't even know if I
What about
describe
you,
it as
Mason?
Mildew. Like mildew feels like mold.
I mean, I like the smell of paint and
Gasoline.
gasoline and permanent markers, so I probably did mind the smell of a textbook as well.
I like the smell of old books burning.
Good old-fashioned
Okay.
book burning.
Why
eh?
is that?
I love when knowledge fades.
It's burning all the books so that
Yep.
the people get dumber. Isn't that right, Toby?
Mhm.
That's what we need.
That's what we want in the world. I'm convinced that being a streamer has made me worse at reading. Genuinely.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I think it's because it's made me a lazy reader. So like I'll be focusing on my main monitor, and then I'll glance over at the second monitor to read chat, and I'll kind of read shit quickly, and because of that I'll kind of skim shit, and I 20% of the time I just read shit wrong. And I don't think I was that bad
Yeah.
before becoming a streamer.
But how do you read off
know
like
why
the
that
Twitch
is,
names
Toby?
when
Why?
you donate and shit?
I think that's because there's no emotes in books. Like you'll be reading something and maybe it's a sad moment, but you're like, well, there's no peepo sad, so like, how am I supposed to
Yeah,
feel?
exactly.
Maybe there's something funny, but if there's no lol W, how are you supposed to
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
You
That's
know?
why you got to grab
That's the
yourself
thing.
the Shakespeare in emoji books.
That's
They-
the
they
thing,
came
isn't
out.
it?
It is a thing. Add that
Wait,
to
what is
the
that?
to
Explain.
the
They like
to the book
they wrote it in
file.
like iMessage text pretty much, as if they're like texting back and forth.
Wait, what's the emoji book, the Shakespeare thing?
I think it's like Romeo and Juliet and emojis.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
so it's like a
OMG.
modern
It's
thing.
called OMG Shakespeare.
I see.
Okay.
And it's just Shakespeare with emojis, so people understand it better.
Okay.
Yeah,
really
it's like
cool
written. It's like written as if the characters are texting each other through iOS.
Oh, what the fuck? I have an idea
Man,
for a Shakespeare ripoff.
Okay.
I'll call it Swolio and Juliet, and it's the same story, but Romeo's jacked. Just
Cool.
Just a thought.
Cool.
Swolio.
I think this is good. This is definitely a good idea. Maybe bring it up at the meeting.
No, I'm gonna
Get the
self-fund
ball
it.
rolling on that. Oh, okay.
This is-
And how are you gonna do that?
Well,
Alright.
I don't want you guys to get a cut of it, you know?
Yeah, you don't,
I
where are you
well,
gonna fund the
look.
book from?
If we're on the
Hmm.
topic of books, right? I don't think we've ever talked about this before. What's everybody's favorite book that you've read in your life?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Mm.
That was fast.
Definitely a good book.
Do a little book club
Um,
here.
Hard to say. I mean, I definitely remember enjoying 1984 and Brave New World in high school.
It's a brave
Um,
new world.
My favorite like fantasy series is the Farseer trilogy.
Mm.
And generally any book by Robin Hobb. I read those growing up.
That's where your
pretty dope
name
as
comes
fuck.
from, right?
Yeah, from that book.
Yep, Cameron.
Mm.
Character called
Fitz.
Fitz. Yes, that's right.
What
Mace,
about
what's your favorite
yeah?
book?
What about you, Mace?
Are you taking the piss out of me because you think I can't read?
No.
No,
What?
I was just
No.
actually
We,
wondering.
we literally asked three
Uh,
people what their favorite book was.
Nah, you're taking the piss. Nah.
Why?
Well, like Cat in the Hat. Like,
Okay,
The
alright,
hungry
now
little
you're pushing it.
caterpillar, maybe.
I read this book called Skullduggery Pleasant, and it was like
I've
it's
read
like a
that.
wizard skeleton guy who wears like a fucking cap, like a not a baseball cap, like a what are they called? Top hats.
like a fedora
Cool
kind of
top hat.
thing.
Yeah, and you like cast spells and shit on people, and it's pretty cool. I don't remember exactly
Interesting.
how it went, but it was like definitely my favorite at the time.
Very nice.
What about you, man?
I don't know.
The
Besides
Bible?
like the basic one, besides like the basic ones in high school, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite one. Like To Kill a Mockingbird's, I feel like a pretty basic answer, but that's just like the one everyone had to read in high school.
Wow, shots fired at Toby.
My one was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Fitz, mate. All
Oh
right?
shit.
They're both birds.
I was also lying.
Who fucking cares?
My favorite book is the Bible. Bless up.
Yes.
Mm.
Read it every day.
What's your favorite verse?
Yeah.
What?
What's your favorite verse in the Bible?
One.
And God said, "Let there be light," mate.
Oh.
So,
The first verse.
Wait, is that actually the first one?
Yeah.
Probably Eminem's verse. My favorite.
I like when Chance the Rapper comes on.
You guys,
Mm.
you guys fuck with God?
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll just like, I'll just be alone in my house. There'll be nothing on, not doing anything. I look up at the sky. Go, fuck you, God!
Whoa.
Then I'm like, and then I wait for the lightning bolt.
Bagger.
And here's the thing: the lightning bolt never comes.
You know why?
Mm.
It's because you're inside, idiot. All right.
Yeah.
Try doing that in an open
Bro,
field
you-
while holding a lightning rod in a lightning storm and to see what happens. God will totally smite.
You gotta fuck with God's heavy, bro.
Mm.
What do you mean?
You gotta fuck with him heavies, you know?
What does that mean?
No, it's like
Sounds very biblical. Explain.
I thought you guys knew it. It's like an inside joke. You gotta fuck.
You gotta fuck with
Who said it? Oh,
fucking heavy.
someone said I fucks with someone heavies, like heavy or something. I don't.
I
would
mean,
be heavy.
I know that saying you fuck with something heavily is like a general
but
saying.
someone said.
Yeah, but
Fuck.
I'm saying, like,
I'll
why-
try
why
and
do you-
remember it. I'll try. Like it's. I fucks. Someone's like. I
Sound-
think it was Schutz
mate,
or something.
seems like God's fucking with you heavily, Mason. By the sounds of things.
No,
mate.
no.
Fucking-
It was just like I fucks with you heavy. You know, like I fucks
Yeah,
with you
yeah.
heavy, bro. I fucks with you heavy, like that kind of meme. But I don't
Mhm.
fucking
Right.
know. I forget it.
God's
Mm.
actually not heavy. It's actually like a weightless being. But
I just want to do a quick disclaimer for my mom and my dad who are listening. I love
you
God.
listening?
Please don't be upset with me. Okay, disclaimer over. Just had to sort that out.
Right. You guys ever think about going Amish?
Dude, to be honest, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
To be honest,
Not the whole religious side of it, but just like the rejection of technology. I want to like churn butter until 4 a.m.
I want to go
Like,
back
I
to the
wanna-
medieval days, right?
Like,
I
I
do
want to
that
put
at 4 a.m. as well.
Wait for you.
I want to put
Right in the way.
poop sacks on the back of my horse to catch its shit so it doesn't get all over the road.
That's smart.
Like that's what I want to do.
That's just ingenuity, isn't it? Use that for
To be a
fertilizer.
rancher.
innit, cunt?
Mm-hmm.
in it, cunt. Yeah, I'm Amish in it, cunt. Fucking haven't seen TV in 10 years, cunt. Get absolutely fucked. I ride a horse to work. Fucking build houses and shit.
We out here in Amish smoking fat doinks.
You trying to churn some butter? You know what they say about being Amish, Toby?
What? What do they say?
It's a hell of a lot better than being Leggish, mate. Fucking hell of a lot better.
Fuck off. Matt, I cannot even see you anymore.
Yeah, it's
He's
a little
faded
dark.
into blackness.
The sun's going down.
Man, we should name a fruit after you.
He's a creature. Matt's actually Amish. He refuses to turn on any lights in his apartment because it's just slightly too much electricity.
Get
They come with
candles.
lights? The fuck?
Bro, you look like there's no light in your room at all. You look like an actual fucking Sith Lord.
You get like the.
What are
hoodie
you
through
plotting?
it.
What's next?
To buy some goddamn light bulbs. Apparently, I didn't know this place came with lights. I gotta fucking look into that shit.
Should look into that. But then again, it goes against your culture, you know?
Yeah. Want no lights?
Yeah.
Lights at night. That's not how God willed it. Once the sun goes down, that's it. There's no more light. You know.
There's also a flashing red light on the left side of your screen.
Yeah,
what
what the
the
fuck
fuck
is
is
Outside
that?
your window.
I think that's just some random flashing light outside.
I
Maybe
went
like
past
cop or
your
something.
apartment today.
It's a sniper.
Just kidding. I knew it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Stop.
be back in Melbourne.
I
Fucking,
wish.
what'd you get? The flight simulator?
I had a
With-
dream.
What about
I thought you had the I saw Ryan doing that as well, the Microsoft Flight Simulator. We
Oh,
took off from
yeah.
Melbourne Airport. We're flying around viewing houses and shit. Like, oh, there's this house, there's this apartment. And we crashed
There's
a couple
the Twin
times,
Towers.
but classic. Didn't you get a lot of people asking that in your stream, Toby?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you should go to New York, winky face.
Yeah, it's they all make the exact same very uncreative joke.
what? You call my joke uncreative?
Yeah, fuck you.
Damn.
Fair enough. Sorry, I've been a bit out of the loop, mate. I've decided to be Amish for the last little while.
Ah,
and just come
okay.
back to civilization.
You know what they say?
That's where I've been.
Better to be Amish than Leggish, Fitz.
That's actually so creative.
Thanks.
That's a great joke,
Yeah,
Toby. I never
You're a
heard
bit
that.
out of the
really
loop,
good joke.
so thought I'd throw that up
fucking-
at you. You know, I heard that from a friend of
Yeah.
mine, but he's a fucking dumb cunt, so he won't mind.
Yeah, he's Amish. What an idiot.
He's Amish too.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
There's a lot more of them than you'd think,
Damn.
you know? And we're coming for you. We're rising up.
are Amish
Maybe
people
everyone's
only in
Amish.
America?
That's a good question. Is there Amish Aussies that live in the outback?
Would
I don't think they would be Amish.
They
would
ride their
they?
kangaroos to work. or
I'm
some
pretty
shit?
sure it's an American-only thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know too much about the Amish people. They're kind of a quiet bunch.
Yeah, Pennsylvania,
they're-
the Pennsylvania German. Traditionalist Christian church fellowships with Swiss, German, and Alsatian Anabaptist origins. They're closely related to, but a distinct branch of the Mennonite churches, and they wear little bonnets and they roll around with their horses and their little carts, and they bake pies.
They make furniture.
We should just release iPhones into an Amish community and just recreate the crack epidemic. They're just all addicted to social media immediately.
Hey,
Fucking-
Fitz, that's
for a
really
whole
fucked
12
up.
hours.
Fuck them up. Why?
I don't know. Do you reckon is gypsy a derogatory term?
I think so. I'm pretty sure it is.
Because aren't they just gypsies?
Is
Ooh.
it?
Let me
Or- I
Google this
think it-
before we get canceled.
Uh-oh.
You could just say the same thing with any slur.
I guess that's true.
Yes. Here. I look up gypsies is noun, gypsy, plural gypsies, and then in parentheses, sometimes offensive.
Only
A member
sometimes,
of
okay.
it's the Romani, a member of the
Right,
Romani
Romani.
people,
The Romani.
the Roma.
It should be more like no money.
I thought gypsies were like.
Dude,
Goes there, pro. That's actually so good.
dude.
Actually a pretty
I
funny
only
one.
made that joke because
look at the suck
because of the word, all right? I wasn't making fun of gypsy people.
Bro,
Just
Wait,
kidding.
why
Fuck
is
you.
it?
You
Wait,
can't watch my
gypsy
shit.
pe-
I miss
being-
what we were talking about.
being a gypsy, right? Like, we're just using the word gypsy,
Oh.
whether it's offensive or not, because I don't know what else to call them. Okay. Is it like really a culture, or is it like just
Yes.
this thing that you do?
No,
Is it like
it is a culture
like
with people. It is.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I know,
it's
but, like,
ethnic.
Wait, they're people?
Is it really an ethnicity?
I don't know about that swagger.
What?
Is it really an ethnicity? I thought it was sort of just like an ideology, like a way of life.
No,
you know? I didn't
no,
realize that was
it's like the
actually
whole
ethnicity.
thing. It's a whole culture, and they're people, and it's an ethnic background. They're the
Why
Roma
the fuck
people.
did I decide to go Army?
They're like
Nothing now.
they're it says Indo-Aryan. They're traditionally nomadic. Live mostly in Europe.
Okay,
Mm.
I have a
Middle
question that's gonna make me sound like a fucking dumbass because I'm
Uh-huh.
just not exposed to this world. But you know how there are people that have Jewish blood, right?
No.
Yeah. I mean,
Is that not a
like,
thing?
Yeah.
Don't
Like,
they
you
say
keep it in a container in the cupboard, or
It's I don't know, man. It's weird with like quote unquote like Jewish blood, because isn't like Judaism a religion?
Yeah,
and
so
not
that's where I was
ethnic?
going with
Isn't it
it.
the same thing
Like-
with? This is what I thought gypsyism was. Like,
No,
Yeah.
no,
How
like
could-
like
like, I would-
gypsies
I
are
would have thought
word
for sure that
like
being
Romani
Jewish-
people that have like the descent that goes to like I think it's northern India, which is where they originate.
Yeah, but
like
but
with
it's absolutely the same for Jewish people. Absolutely the same.
I don't
Like,
know,
it's
because like
it's an-
I think it's part of the religion, like it's birthright. You go to Israel, and you know, like being Israeli, you could say Israeli blood, I guess, because people that
Yeah,
like
but-
descend from that, from like that area, I guess you could say are quote unquote Jewish. But I don't know, saying Jewish blood just seems inaccurate to me.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm B positive.
You get your blood tested and it just says Jew, Jew positive.
I'm sorry, sir. You tested positive.
I've got some bad news for you. What? You're a Jew.
You can accept all donations, but you can't give blood.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Guys, this is fucked.
I think that's the
I was just asking a genuine question.
I think that's the sometimes offensive part in parentheses right there. I think
Yeah, that is
Man,
the
that shit
sometimes
is not even
offensive.
offensive at all. It's not
Okay.
offensive at all. We're just discussing culture. You know, there's nothing offensive going on here.
Okay, so the way I understand it is that there is the religion of Judaism, and then there are Jewish people, and they are not one and the same. Like people that are religious.
I think that's racist.
I just
No, I'm so sure that being Jewish is 100% considered an ethnicity.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it is
For
too.
sure. You can like be Jewish religious wise as well, but like it's 100%. Like,
I don't know.
like, ethnicity. But like what is an ethnicity really? Like it's just a fucking like label that we
Well,
assign
yeah.
to
Isn't
a
it's just
group of people that is
isn't it-
historically dates far back, like right? Like
Well, it would be like
You know?
your quote unquote
origin
like
from a particular
heritage,
area.
like your genetic line, like like your predecessor's place of inhabitance and like center of your culture. Like you know, you could be fucking Italian, but also be Jewish. Like you know, you can convert to the Jewish faith, and it doesn't mean that all of your blood is then Jewish.
of
No,
course not.
no, that's
know,
the
just
thing,
like
though.
just like you can be a gypsy without being a
No,
gypsy. I'm sure.
but I'm pretty sure, like there are different types of Jewish people where it's like the people that are converted to Judaism, they aren't like they obviously don't then have Jewish blood out of nowhere. I think you have to come from you
have to be born Jewish to have quote unquote
Yeah.
Jewish blood. None of us are Jewish. We have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah,
This is the most
that's why I'm
brain dead
asking.
discussion.
I
So
thought,
brain dead.
I just thought
was
that maybe
brain
you
dead
guys
talk
might
about.
know a little more than me, but I don't
Nah,
know why.
it's
There's
I
an
don't
Orthodox Jew sitting here right now listening to this, being like, something. He says like whatever they say in Jewish that means like
Give me your
it's
money.
ridiculous,
Oy
you know?
vey,
Oy vey,
oy
Fucking
vey,
little dots.
shalom.
Anyway, should we move on?
Yeah.
Probably that'd be bad.
All right. Well, we just lost all of our Jewish listeners, unless they're cool like Howard Stern.
Thank God.
And they're sticking around.
If you could press a button that would give you $1 million, but every time you press it, someone random in the world dies, how many times would you press it?
Do
Five?
I?
How many people are in the world?
Is there
Let's
a
see.
guarantee that it wouldn't be somebody close to me?
Does that change your mind?
I mean,
Yes.
the odds are pretty fucking low, Swagger. Like, would you really, you know? And the
Um,
chances of it being a person who's kind of deserves it, pretty high.
Bro,
I'd
there's
say,
like
you know? Let's think about
7.6
this.
billion people on the planet. Like, you could push that thing 1,000,000 times and be okay.
I'd have to consult
me
with a
see.
family member.
Wait, what?
I'd have to consult with a family member. Or
You gotta
all my-
phone a
all my
friend.
I mean,
family
here.
members.
take this into account. every second, the official statistic here, every second, 1.8 humans die. 1.8. And every
Wait,
second,
so you're just telling me-
4.2 humans are born.
So there's just millions of dollars going to waste. all the
Exactly.
time.
That's what I'm saying. Just on that fucking button, dude. You press one a second, there's 3 more babies. You press one of those babies are gone, but there's still 3 more. Like,
I guess a good question maybe is if you killed 1,000 people but got wait, is 1,000 millions a billion?
I think
Yes.
it's 100. Is it?
Yeah. You kill 1,000 people, you get $1 billion. How many more lives can you save with $1 billion?
Exactly.
Than
Or you
the
could
people
just live
killed?
one really good life yourself, you know?
You are also
That's cringe as fuck, man. Like,
Yeah, but it's fucking
who would want to do that? That is off the cuff.
Yeah,
Living a good life
if I
for yourself.
if I had $1 billion, like I would already have like, okay, like I'm living the top echelon of being alive. Like I won the game of life with $1 billion. Then I feel like all of my focus would then go to like, well, how do I improve? Well, that, but also
Improve
how do I
society.
But
improve?
afterwards.
Like, how do I improve everybody else's quality of life? How do I do something substantial that'll outlast me and leave a legacy, so that even when I die and people forget about me, they still admire or benefit from the work that I put in with that money. And whether or not that's worth killing 1,000 people for it, I mean, I wouldn't say
kill
like
those
I
motherfuckers.
don't know, because it's weird, because it'd be one thing to like be in a room with that button and then there'd be like they walk somebody into the room in front of you and they go, yeah, like if you click this button you'll get $1 million wired to your bank account, but in front of you we're going to take off this person's mask and then shoot them in the head with a 45, drag their body out of the room, and then bring another one in and see if you still want to do it. I feel like in that instance I wouldn't. But in clicking a button, it's so impersonal and easy, and you don't have to think about how they die or where they die or who they are or who it impacts. So you think about it a completely different way. Obviously, killing people is wrong, and killing people for money is also wrong sometimes. So,
That's a bitch argument, in my opinion. If you're willing to kill 1,000 people, you better be able to look them in the face while you do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that argument about like eating meat, I guess. Like, are you prepared to kill the animal that you ate?
Fuck yeah,
Surely,
I killed the
animal. Moral
animal.
level. Yeah. So why would you not kill a child for 1,000 for $1 billion?
Yeah. Okay. So let's change.
look them in the face while they do it.
Let's change the nature of this question. You have you have a gun, and with every trigger pull to somebody's head, you get $1 million, and you have to go out and kill people yourself.
Dude, you could do John Wick. That'd be lit.
John Wick. You'd want to kill like 5 people or something, and then like get away, escape, or no, just kill one, get away, escape, and then you call a private security firm, hire some mercenaries to back you up, and then you can go on a killing spree, and then you're sure to probably go someplace with compromised national security, probably somewhere in like South America or Africa, where you can't be tracked, and then put like your base of operations there. Maybe find an abandoned oil rig.
Detailed answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going with it, but yeah.
So then you want to start a small militia of children to do the killing for you. This is how you're going to organize your crime. And then you're making at least $2 million, every few hours.
Hey, I'm just thinking about it like that way, right?
On the same line of thought, the same like ethical dilemma. The train problem?
Yes.
So, like, for anyone who doesn't know, basically, there's this classic, like, ethical dilemma of there's a train going towards a split in the tracks. And on one side of the split, there is one person that would get hit by the train. And on the other side of the tracks, there is 5 people that would get hit by the train. The train is heading for the 5 people. And you are right beside the lever that would switch it to the one person. So the question is, do you pull the lever that makes you then responsible partly for this one person dying, or do you not pull the lever and let fate take its place, take whatever, and kill the 5 people?
Philosophy 101.
Well,
question was asked.
is this one of the questions where you get like $1 million if you pull it or
No,
something, or is it just about pure
It's
morality?
not all about money.
Other than
boring.
human life.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I said
So,
ethical
I mean-
dilemma. It's a philosophical dilemma or whatever.
I mean, you
Well,
still kind of
it's kind
say
of an ethical
ethics, huh?
dilemma.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this has always just been an obvious question. Like if you're standing there capable of pulling a lever, you're aware of what will happen, you're aware that you can save the lives, like more human lives, then if you don't do anything, you're responsible for more death than if you pulled it and it killed one person. Like it just seems like just because by taking action you're suddenly,
Complicit.
you're part of the situation in a physical sense doesn't change the situation.
Yeah,
like, in
because
my
the
mind.
fact that you're aware, like the fact that you're there, and the fact that you understand that your inaction is going to lead to the deaths of 5 people, that would probably keep me up at night more than having pulled the lever, killing one, but saving 5. I think I would be able to sleep a little bit easier. Still with guilt, because it's still traumatic, but at least I had saved 5, though I've killed 1.
Okay.
Then you can change the question and be like, okay, well, what if the 5 people were elderly
Yeah.
and the one life you could save is like a child?
Or if you want to make it even, you say, what if it's the train is heading towards 5 children, but you can flip the switch and make it head towards 5 elderly people that are, I don't know, closer to dying.
Wow. Well, that really just kind of wraps in with COVID, eh? Like the
That'll
whole
be gone anyways.
that whole COVID thing of like,
Oh, who cares? I'm a young dude. I'm not gonna get sick and die. But all these fucking old fogies, bro. This is boomer remover, bro. I fucking,
I mean,
like
it is a bit different than that. It's a bit.
I feel like it's
but-
in the same vein. It's that and
Same
even
vein.
in Italy when like that first wave happened and they were putting everybody on incubators, fucking 25-year-old needs to be put on an incubator. They have to, in some cases the doctors would have to make that decision. Do I prioritize this young 25-year-old's life and take somebody who's 89 off of the ventilator, which pretty much guarantees their death? And so they were making those hard decisions every fucking day. So I feel like this is kind of the same in that scenario. And the obvious rationale is, how many potential years do people have, and should that be valued against each other? Which is fair.
I feel like
I think
I feel like a better
people
way
believe
to
it,
phrase the question would be like there's like 5 random people and then there's one person on the other track which is like a family member or some shit
Or
like
somebody
that.
you know.
So it's like, do you kill one person but it's a family member, or you let 5 random people you don't know live?
Oh, well, I keep the family
Well, then
member.
that creates like a emotional problem.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
suppose.
mean. Would you
But
do
the
it? Would you
ethics
have to pull the
ethics
lever?
are still the same. No, probably wouldn't. Like if it was my family member, probably wouldn't. I think just like obviously I think it's probably ethically correct maybe to do it, but I just think that it's like, an understandable conundrum, and it's you're human at the end of the day.
It's an understandable
You don't know- if
conundrum.
you don't-
In what world does that happen where you're like, oh shit, my family member's tied to the track and then there's 5 other cunts there?
The Wild West, man. The Wild West.
No,
It's obviously hypothetical. I'm not saying it's
That's
real.
a real
I'm saying
conundrum
it's,
right there.
It's still a conundrum. It's still like an emotional conundrum.
Yeah,
But I think like if I was genuinely in that position, I'd probably save the person that I know and care about.
I think regardless, it would fuck you up. Like that
Sure.
specific one would fuck you up way more than any of the others, I reckon.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to pose this last twist.
Well,
This-
if I did it, I'd like
Hmm.
just close my eyes, do like 10 spins, and then just keep
And
going
then you
like
get
this
hit by a
with the
train.
lever.
Yeah,
And just forget about it, and then just let go.
He'd shake his magic 8-ball. Yeah. Okay. So
You do 5 spins, Mason, and you just stumble onto the train tracks and get hit by the train yourself.
yeah,
Same in the
try
day.
to stop it. Just be involved. All right. So here's this final twist. All right. So
Okay.
on the train tracks, there is a baby, an old man,
Mhm.
and somebody with a mental handicap. And on the other track is a lifetime supply of gamer subs. What do you do?
That retard's gonna die, mate. I'm sorry.
Because nothing is more
Fucking
valuable.
love gamer subs.
Nothing is more valuable than gamer subs at gamersubs.gg. You
Fucking
too
hell.
It improves
can
human lives.
understand the value that are in these little containers. Drink it, put it in water, drink it. It's good, better than coffee.
Yeah.
No sugar, no calories.
No sugar.
And where can you get it, Mason?
Keto-friendly.
Where can you get it?
I forget the website.
On the train tracks, apparently.
On the train tracks. Gamersubs.gg.
Gamersubs.gg.
Gamersubs.gg. Code Misfits. Get yourself 10% off, and get yourself some energy, guys, in the form of a powder that isn't cocaine.
Yeah.
This is better.
Mhm.
Champ.
Better.
I have more questions if you guys want more questions.
Sure. I would
Okay.
love more deep philosophical questions.
Well, this sounds really deep and philosophical. If you're on a plane
Mhm.
and there's 3 seats in the row, which seat gets 2 armrests?
The middle seat.
The
Is it
middle
the middle
seat.
seat or
It's always the middle seat.
is it the most alpha?
I mean,
Out of courtesy.
Yeah.
It's usually
Perhaps it could
always
be
the middle seat. Because
Yeah,
like the aisle
the-
seat, you can get up, go to the bathroom. The window seat gets the window. And then the middle seat's just a miserable cunt, so you give them both armrests.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
that's general etiquette. Isn't it?
that's the etiquette. But here's the thing. Say you're middle seat, but you're flanked by 2 absolutely ripped, like jacked, 7-foot, testosterone, steroidal-taking, meathead fucks, right? And they're to your left and your right, and they're both taking the armrest. What do you do? You're gonna
Hi.
How are they gonna fit
excuse
in
me.
there?
Could I please? Would you mind if I could have the both armrests?
they just ignore you.
You put a hand on both cock, and then you rest.
That's how you assert your dominance
And
there.
you grip
Damn,
real
looked up
tight
on
as you
that
take
one.
off.
That's the real play.
You grip real tight on both cocks while you take off and say, "Sorry, it's my first time."
That's right, a bit of turbulence.
If you put a lasagna on top of another lasagna, is it 2 lasagnas or 1 big lasagna?
That's one big lasagna,
I've
mate.
heard this
It
one.
would be a big lasagna.
Be like a lasagna cake.
It's a fucking Let's do lasagnas. What if? Okay, let's say you're getting on the bus and the entire bus is filled with pregnant women.
Oh,
And they're taking up all the
Awooga.
seats.
Who's the lucky man?
Awooga.
They're taking up all the seats. Surely one of them should stand up for you, right? Because you're actually technically a minority in this case, and I just feel like it's common courtesy to.
Wait, are you
fucking
saying you stand up for for minorities?
That's right.
Dude, women aren't minorities. They make up 51%
No, I'm not saying
of the
women. I'm saying-
population.
Where did I even say that women are minorities? Where did anyone say that? I'm saying if there's a bus full of pregnant women, normally you would stand up if a pregnant woman was on the bus and all the seats were taken.
Only if I
Okay,
only if I was the real Slim
Pregnant.
Shady. Otherwise, I'm
Yeah.
sitting my ass down.
Are you the real Slim Shady?
No, so I wouldn't stand up.
Like, seems like a lie, but okay. Move on from that one. Mason,
What?
you ever, you know what I mean?
I got no
Surely.
fucking clue what you're on
No,
about.
surely you know what I'm saying. You ever do that?
Oh yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
just once.
Yeah.
You fucking killed someone as well.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
I knew it.
Wait,
I
what?
knew you've killed someone as well. Was it a child?
No, bro, I wouldn't kill anyone.
Oh, it was a
bro.
child, wasn't it? You
No,
killed a
I
child.
didn't
Mason
kill
killed
no
a
one,
child.
bro.
Why did you do
No.
it? Was it the train tracks?
Nah,
Oh,
bro, just pulled the
fuck.
lever,
Not
man.
a child. Not a child,
Mason.
Mason.
Pulled the lever,
man.
bro.
How do
You
you
spoil
sleep?
it.
How do you
But
sleep?
I did
at
10
night?
spins and then
Shocking.
just keep yanking the
You
lever,
did do
bro.
10 spins. It's right. It wasn't
See-
your fault. It wasn't.
See, I don't understand the 10 spins because I don't think that 10 spins would affect you like pulling a lever.
Yeah, he's just doing it to get dizzy.
He just does it for fun. It's how he makes any decision.
How slow is this train
I'm trying to open
going?
a bank
What the
account. Fucking spins around 5 times in front of the teller.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but I guess somewhere along there, I don't know.
If you're wearing a button-up shirt,
Mason would be the cunt driving the train. Sorry, you could.
if you're wearing a button-up shirt, what button do you stop at? Do you go to the very top,
I just
fuck?
don't
No, I
stop.
always
you-
leave the top one
or
undone.
Yeah.
do you
I-
go down a few?
I go up to the
I-
chest and then 2 buttons below. I skip the button below the chest, then button, and then skip, and then button.
I only button the
Yeah,
top.
I always leave the
button.
belly button open.
Ooh.
Wear it like a cape.
Hmm. It's like a
Yeah.
cape with like
It's a
arms in
power
it. It's
move.
like a snuggie cape.
Yeah.
The fucking power move.
I think we should just ditch buttons, man. They're so outdated. Just have everyone's dress shirts have zippers.
Why do they just have magnets?
All the way
Fucking,
up.
like,
Zip ties.
Magnets. That's actually
why
not
why
a
do
bad
we even
idea.
wear shirts at all? Like fucking, don't need them.
You reckon at some point that like people will just go nude again? Like nude will be, way more common.
Honestly,
Get to
I
a
could
point
see
where,
it
where
happening.
humanity is so desensitized, where of course like
Yeah.
clothes are still the norm for warmth purposes, or perhaps for style. But like, what if we get to a point where everyone's just so desensitized, generations upon generations are being raised watching fucked up internet porn and gore and shit, that we're like, you know what? Like, why are
Just
we
get
really
naked and just
censoring
fucking kill
nudity?
everything.
Who cares? Like, let's just fucking go to the shops buck naked. You think about that? I hope that's the future we're heading
It'd
towards.
be a bit cold, wouldn't it? Sometimes.
Well, I'm saying like in cold areas you can wear clothes.
Oh, okay.
But like it's hot in Melbourne right now. How nice would it be to have a stroll down the street, fucking? buck
Okay,
wild?
if that was okay and like, nobody really batted an eye at it, would you do it?
No.
I wouldn't.
I would.
Dude, your
would.
balls would get sore if you're a dude.
Yeah, I'd be slapping against my
Be
fucking
chafing.
thighs, dude.
Ooh.
How long are
'Cause-
your balls?
doesn't
long
matter.
do
Well,
they
it's fucking
have?
hot out, Toby. The scrot likes to droop.
Yeah, but wouldn't
Did you
wouldn't
forget
them
already,
being,
man?
like
What is
free
this?
and open, like wouldn't that make it more comfortable?
No.
I live alone. I walk around naked a lot.
Really?
I've never had this problem. Well, in the morning, when I get up, I'm just like, you know what, fuck it.
You should stream it.
Why not?
Probably make lots of
I
money.
do all kinds of crazy shit in my house alone that no one knows about.
Mm,
You
I
know,
bet you do.
just killed someone actually in my living room.
Hmm.
Rolled them up on the rug.
You should invest
a
in
nice
a
rug.
tarpaulin, then you won't need a new rug.
That's it.
Or
That's
some
it.
plastic
Cool.
wrap. I wonder if you wrapped
Mm-hmm.
up like a dead body that you had just stabbed in like Glad wrap, Saran wrap, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how well it would
Mhm.
hold the blood in.
I wonder what
Probably
the
not
shelf life would be.
That well, huh?
Hmm.
If you're disposing
There's a
of
video
body,
idea.
wouldn't you want to drain the blood?
Absolutely.
You should Google
Every
that. You
time
should Google that one. You should
I-
Google that one.
Like a cow. I don't want
'cause
to
you would-
Google that.
Why not?
Get on a
Google that.
fucking
That's fine.
registry.
Fucking at your door.
Hey Siri, if I just killed someone and I'm looking to drain the blood, what's the best way to do that? Yes. Oh, she actually.
Hang them upside down.
she actually. So they didn't find "I've just killed someone" on Apple Music.
Oh, it's my favorite
Good save.
song.
Good save, Siri. She's got your back.
Yeah.
What's the best type of sandwich?
Hmm.
A lasagna sandwich. You know what, Toby? That's a shit
Yeah,
question. What
I
kind of
was
question
thinking
is
about
that?
it, and I was like, it is a shit question. I think a BLT. BLT, great sandwich.
BLT's a classic, but I don't think it's the best though. There's got to be better options.
I don't know. I think
Oh
it's
my
a
God,
solid
I used to have
option.
killer sandwich is fucking chorizo and goat's cheese
All right, rich
and like,
fuck.
a little bit of lettuce on a baguette, nice crispy baguette.
Oh, buying out. Oh,
Okay.
Real ones know what I'm talking about.
Okay. If you make a sandwich, right,
Mhm.
and then you take the top off, the top layer of bread, is it still a sandwich?
I think it's just a pie at that point.
No, it
I'm
wouldn't
not
be a
safe for work
pie,
sandwich.
but it would
Or it's a
probably.
pizza. Why don't you say it's a pizza? Cut
It's
it in a triangle. It's
I guess
a pizza.
I guess it is kind of like a pizza.
Just a big deep dish pizza.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a fucking mistake, Toby. All right. Sandwich belongs between two bits of bread. Can't be fucking with the rules like
That's
that. All right.
sorry. I was just trying to make a
it's just not on.
deconstructed sandwich
Nah,
fit.
it's just not on. Just not on, is it, Mason?
No.
Just not on. That's right. Mason's always got my.
Is a salad with croutons just a deconstructed sandwich?
I think.
No.
Yeah, it is. It surely has got the same amount of carbs in it.
Croutons are crunchy.
I feel like at this point we might want to wrap up. the
Yeah,
show.
it sounds like
Get at
it sounds
for
like
an
it's just
hour.
stale bread. It's a stale sandwich.
Fucking getting into the culinary world of what is a sandwich and what isn't. You know, as much as I'm into the philosophical discussions, I just don't feel like this one's worth talking
I've
about.
been up since 4 a.m. I'm sorry.
No, thank God you asked these questions because it was actually good content. Yeah, guys, does anyone else have anything they wanted to talk about on the show?
No.
Absolutely not.
I
Cool.
don't know. Does anyone
Guys,
want to talk
it's
about
been-
something for maybe like, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes exactly or something? I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I'll talk about something for 2 minutes. Maybe. Guys, thank you for listening to the Misfits Podcast. It's been another week with us, the Misfits, except for Jay. He's not here, but hey, fuck that guy.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
Jay's
Am I
not
right?
here.
Mm-hmm.
Jay is not here. Guys, pretty soon the podcast will be returning to in person. It's gonna be great.
Ooh.
We will return with in an epic fashion. Should we say that? It'd be totally gangster
Pretty lit.
and also tubular. This has been the show. I hope your parents enjoyed it. If they didn't, might want to look into getting some new ones. And we'll see you next week. Gamersubs code Misfits 10% off. Gamersubs.gg. And yeah, anything else? That's it.
Yeah, that seems all right. Seems adequate to me.
Pog of the Champ variety, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Boy.
Catch.